I work at a public institution located inside a very old house. Therefore, it's not wheelchair friendly and lifts had to be installed to make it accessible for everyone. We also get a lot of families here. Most are well behaved and polite, but kids seem to find these wheelchair lifts fascinating and want to play with it. They really should not use it. There is a child-proof lock only for that reason. However, some parents remove that lock and still let their child play with it. They jump down from it, run on it, do things that are either dangerous for them or might damage the lift. Also, these things are pretty effing stupid to let your kid do on a shaky, moving surface. If the kids get hurt, it'll be our problem. So when we see it happening, we ask them to please stop, and often the parents will reply something along the lines of, "Oh, it was just too interesting to not use it." Yeah buddy, I know, but stop. It's especially annoying when we have events that a lot of people with disabilities attend. Then, we leave the lift unlocked as some people who need the lift can't open the child-proof lock themselves, and it's in use all the time anyway. But if you see a person in need of this lift waiting to use it, and you still won't stop your kid from playing with it, then you are an entitled piece of crap. Oh, and not to mention, these are the same kind of people that let their toddler play with our flyer stands, and will probably not clean anything up afterwards. So Halloween just passed, and I jogged some memories loose. The entitled parents at my school and church hated Halloween. They didn't see it as getting free candy and dressing up and having fun. So they did their best to destroy it. All because they didn't approve. Any mention of Halloween was immediately silenced. You got in trouble for even mentioning trick or treating. You had to listen to sermon after sermon about how evil and disgusting Halloween is and how it's all about worshipping the devil. They had the same view on same-sex marriage. You were made to feel like you're failing the church if you dare even think about Halloween. All this because the entitled parents thought everyone should listen to them because they know best. Meanwhile, my nana is buying us costumes, deciding the best route for candy, and laugh at the entitled parents' faces when they try to guilt her for letting us trick or treat. Here's how the conversation would go. Entitled parents, it's evil. It's disgusting. It's devil worship. Nana, oh my word, no it's not. It's a night to get free candy. Do you see them worshipping Satan? Entitled parents, well, no but. Nana, they get candy I don't have to pay for. Poor family, and they dress up. That's all it is. Rinse and repeat for a couple of years. Oh, maybe I'll tell about how they tried to make 11-year-olds hate gay people because they didn't believe in it. Hi, okay, this happened 2 months ago. Cast, me, BFF, M, and NK, nice kid. So I was out having a normal day with my friend. Normal stuff we used to do with our parents when we were younger. We have been friends for the longest time. We were sitting on a park bench, and I was drawing a poster for school purposes in my sketch pad. It's important to know my school wanted us to do a poster we could have posted about something people should know more about. I did mine on ADHD, because way too many people in my school think it's a disability or weird. So I was doing that. My BFF was on his phone and eating some ice cream. After a while of sitting, a kid comes up to me and asks what I'm drawing. I'm not used to talking to actual people except through a screen. But he had been polite and had this glimmer in his eyes, which I thought was so cute. It's a poster for my school, I replied. What's it about? I think a minute on how to reply to this kid. ADHD can sound pretty normal for a kid because of what it is. It's about ADHD. It makes it really hard for you to focus and makes you a little hyperactive too. Again, I was going simple. NK thanked me and then ran back to his mom, who, may I point out, wasn't near to where we were. Sometimes passes. NK passes by us with M walked behind. NK comes up to me and greets me. I say hi. M walks up. Who are you? I look at M then back at my BFF. Inky boy, and this is my friend, Glitchy, fake name, obviously. How does NK know you? She sounded a bit mad, but she didn't know me, and I'm a random teen. He came up and asked what I was drawing earlier. What are you drawing anyway? An informational poster about ADHD. I assumed I could tell her what it actually was with her being a reasonable adult. I guess not. She looked at the poster. What about its causes? Here's the thing, it has none. Well ma'am, there are no known causes for it. BFF is still chillin' and on his phone. NK sat next to him. What about vaccines? BFF looked up and at me. He shook his head before looking at her. They really aren't a cause of. Why are you doing it on ADHD anyway? Oh geez, if I told her, I would be dead. BFF quickly sent me a text which I read. It consisted of 3 words. Don't tell her. A school project, I replied. I'm sure they wouldn't have you all doing the same assignment. Why do you have to do it on that? Lady, I ain't giving you any personal information. Well, I never considered my ADHD personal. So I made the biggest mistake in my life. I have ADHD ma'am, and are you vaccinated? Why yes, See, that's why it could have been prevented if your parents weren't so dumb. BFF cut in. It's a touchy subject because one of his old friends died because they had anti-vax parents. Look, I don't think it's Inky Boy's parents' fault they got him vaccinated. He's healthy and in high school. I hope NK gets to be as well, considering he has a mom like you. BFF spoke up. He had started watching kid videos after NK sat with him. Luckily, they were both into it. So NK was blissfully unaware of what was unfolding. How dare you? And you call him healthy? He's disabled, for crying out loud. BFF was getting more than a bit mad. I went over to the kid, who was now listening. M shouted at us a bit more. BFF was done taking her trash. I don't even know when, but it came to the point when M grabbed NK and marched away. And so the day was ruined. Didn't mention it earlier as it was told to me by BFF, but M called us gay at some point in their argument. Thing is, we both are. So I don't take that as an insult, just harshly stating the truth. And no, BFF and I are not dating, we are both single, so I don't know why or how M got the idea in the first place. Also, help please, because she lives in our neighborhood, and if Mount BFF sees her again he's going to explode. This happened a couple of years ago. So, there is a kind of assembly in our school every morning and a kid has to play some instrument for the prayer at the start of every assembly. I'm one of the only kids who can play any instruments and the only person to be able to play 9, and the fact that I can play most songs without much practice made the music teachers always choose me for playing in the assembly. Ek was a popular kid because he is one of the smartest in our grade. He wasn't. He got the grades just because of last minute cramming. I came second, mostly, and he didn't like that. Going for practice during classes made me miss notes, and due to which I had to ask Ek for notes since there wasn't anybody else who actually finishes it. I slowly started to become one of the popular kids of our school. He hated that because although he was popular in our grade, he thought being famous on the school level is amazing. He took advantage of the fact that I needed notes from him. He told his mum to help him ruin my reputation. This is what set me off, as my logic till then was that an adult acts like an adult boy. Was I wrong? They spread lies about me, which actually didn't do much other than ruin their own image. Next they tried ruining my self-image, which worked quite well. Whenever I went to visit, M would ask me why I was so lazy and why don't I focus on studies more than that music crap. That effing ticked me off. Music is literally my life. My family lives off of music. We own one of the biggest music academy in my region, and that bitch just asked me to not focus on that, and she called it crap. I didn't speak about it to her because it was of no use. I stopped asking him for notes and visiting him. I went into depression. I'm not anymore depressed because of the friends I've made along the way. Sorry, there wasn't any dramatic ending like M getting arrested or Ek losing a tooth or two. Previous story links in the description. These are my last 2 posts about this guy, and today I got the news he'd been fired. He tried to come into the library without his ID. All uni building require the student staff member to use their uni ID to get into the buildings. We can't let them in if they don't have it, and his 6-year-old children aren't allowed in the building. The person who was on shift was a new LSA, and Ged doesn't like them because the international students don't know how to work properly. In short, he ended up shouting at her, insulting her culture, Indian, and basically told her that she shouldn't have got this job and that they should give it up so he can pick up more shifts to spend money on his new grandson. The supervisor came out to witness this, and he was let in, to be escorted to our boss and fired. Has gone and we are finally free of his rants. Today's a good day. Thank you for watching. Slap that like button and comment your opinion on these stories below. I'm waiting. Write that comment. Seriously. Have you written it yet? If you don't comment, you make a bunny cry somewhere. You're not that kind of person. I know. Anyways, peace out and catch you tomorrow.